Let's go.
It's time for the Lady Charmaine's Gospel Minute, keeping you up to date on all your favorite celebrities in the gospel music industry. From tour dates, CD releases, and all your favorite gospel television shows. It's not Hollywood gossip. It's the Gospel Minute with Lady Charmaine.
Well, have you ever heard the old saying, whistle while you work? Well, my guest today did more than just whistle. She sang while she worked. And at the tender age of 16, she was discovered singing in a bathroom while she was working, and the rest is history. But she brought us great songs like Shame, Love Come Down, I'm in Love, and Betcha She Don't Love You. I want you to help me welcome my next week's unsung story, which is Evelyn Champagne King, to the show. Hello, Evelyn. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Lady Charmaine?
I am great. Thank you so much. Now, first, lady, I have to tell you, last year, you performed at the Richmond Juneteenth Festival in Richmond, California.
Yes.
And your CD was skipping. This let me know that you were a cut above all the rest, a professional. You had to stop the CD because it was skipping. You sang a cappella. You dropped it like it was hot. You danced like you were still 16 years old. I said, now that is a performer. You still got the chops, because sometimes if somebody's CD skips because they're singing to the
they
CD,
either stop completely or they just they just ask them to turn it back on or do I just know that I feel like this: if you're versatile, you can sing, you can do what God gave you. They're gonna appreciate it when it comes out right.
And you still sound like the record. The thing was, you still sound great, not just good.
Thank you.
You sound great, and everybody was up singing and dancing and having a good time, and you gave us some good old flashbacks.
I remember that. Now that you mentioned that like that, I'm like, yeah, that's me.
Uh-huh.
I just do what I do. I mean, I've been given a gift, and I have to correct you on something now. I was 15 when I was discovered.
15. So your album came out when you were 16?
Well, I was 16 when it became #1 all over the world.
Wow.
And also, I was vacuum clean. I came out of the men's room while cleaning. I was still singing Sam Cooke's song, Change Gonna Come. But when I came out of there, I was vacuum cleaning in the hallway and still singing. So that's where T-Life heard me.
So while you were in the hallway vacuuming.
Yeah.
Now this is amazing how God really blessed you, because let everybody know where you were when you were singing. You were in the perfect place to get discovered. How perfect could that be? I
was at Sigma Sound Studios was when I got my first recording, when I first recorded Shame and Smooth Talk, the album. But when I got discovered, I was standing in the Philly International Records on South Broad Street in Philly.
Now how
my
is
parents
that?
worked there.
But how great is that for you to be singing and then cleaning and then get discovered while you're singing in the studio cleaning?
It was scary because, things don't happen like that.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I knew I was there to work. My mom said, no one's supposed to be here. And I thought no one was supposed to be there. And T-Life was still in his office, doing some stuff. And when he just popped out of his room and, just walked around and ended up hearing me singing, he started talking. He said, one day I'm going to make you a star. I said, yeah, right. And, he said, anybody here with you? And I just kept vacuuming. I said, my mom's here. I was a little irate, but I was doing my job.
Okay.
So, it sounds like a Cinderella story, which it was. Things don't happen like that. I was already in a local band at 14, so I was happy where I was. You know what I mean? I was happy as a young lady where I was. I was in a band, and I was doing something I loved to do.
Now, did you expect your career to last as long as it did, over 30 years?
Actually, I was determined to keep it going and let people know that I'm because I've seen people just give it up, just say, forget it. I was determined to keep it going. I didn't expect it to last as long as far as the longevity part of it, as far as my fans, but I knew that if you decide on something in your life that you want to keep doing, you're going to do it no matter how long it even takes for you to put another CD out. And they was wondering if I was, gave up. It took me 13 years to come back out with a new CD.
Wow.
But I was still traveling and still working. Mm-hmm. It wasn't where Evelyn left the scene, Evelyn left the radio with a new CD. You know what I mean? And that's the way they should understand that the artists don't eventually leave. It's just that if you don't hear us on the radio with something new, does not mean we all stop.
Right.
We are traveling and working off the same songs, And I'm thankful for that every single day I wake up. I'm still traveling and singing, dropping it like it's hot, doing everything God gave me, to hit that stage and have the audience in the palm of my hand. So I'm gifted that way, and I really appreciate it and love it.
Well, if you're just tuning in, we're talking to Miss Evelyn Champagne King. On Monday, she is going to be on TV One's Unsung, the story of Evelyn Champagne King. Now, Evelyn, what was your reaction when they came calling and saying, we want to do a story on you, when TV One came calling you?
I was watching the Unsung show for a long time, and it's very touching, and it's all in how you make it and how you take it. And I knew that I can make it visible for my audience, and so they can understand about me, because a lot of people don't know about the artist. Mm-hmm. I was totally shocked because I always wanted to be on that. And when they came to me, I was blown away. I was going, wow, really? But then there's so many ways of people taking Unsung. They think you're done, and no, it's not over. I'm letting them know it's not over.
Right.
It's what I went through is what they need to know.
Right.
What I went through and still going through as an artist, as a female artist, because it is tough for female artists out there. You get little or no respect unless you have somebody there to really protect you. And and I hate to say it, not just the males out there treating you bad. It's just the media of the business. That's the way the business is. It's doggy dog. It's still doggy dog.
Right.
And the thing is, if you don't learn something, we learn every day what the business is about. So to be on Unsung, I cannot wait for people to hear me speak about me.
Because your story, it's powerful. Just watching it, I watched it, the screener last night.
Right.
And it is absolutely powerful. You never know what someone goes on, what goes on with them behind the scenes.
It's going to be a little, I have to say, I was in tears most of it. But, it's very tough.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We're people. That's the whole thing. It's not just fame. And a lot of the youngsters that want to get in this business, I try to just give them my advice. If you really want to do this, you really got to know what you're in for. It's not where I'm trying to tell them to be scared or afraid, because every day is a scared or afraid life. You never know what's going to happen. You just have to be, strong at what you want to do and really want to do it, because it's a lot of them out there. They just think it's fame and fortune. Right. I'm like, no, I haven't seen the fortune part yet.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I haven't, and I see the fame of it, but it's seeing the fame of it to me is seeing other artists that I've grown up with, and I'm on the same stage as them. That's a fame for me of the excitement of it, and I get up there and I love the audience. I do what I do for them.
Now
so I want them to hear it.
Oh, yeah, because you had very supportive parents. Your parents traveled with you. Wow. And a great story. How did you get the name Champagne, especially being a young girl in the industry, starting off at 15? Where did Champagne come from?
Wow. Well, my mom and dad, yes, they're very supportive. They loved me so much, and I know they watch me every step I make on that stage. And they're both in heaven since 97. And my brother, it was all three, passed away in 97. And they have been on the road with me, and they've seen it all with me. But I know that when I'm doing this, and, it was very shocking when I first started, because you already know the name Champagne didn't just, it wasn't there already. Bubbles is my nickname. Actually, it's a family name. It's a nickname for people to call me, But my mom gave me Bubbles when I was a little girl. I used to blow spit bubbles as a baby. And I just knew that would not work for stage. I just said, no, I'm not stripping for nobody.
Okay, I didn't even think of Bubbles as a stripper. Wow. And
yeah, well, you think about it. I mean, I can't imagine Evelyn Bubbles King. No, no. I didn't want to notice that. So when my mom and T-Life and my dad, they all just came to grips with, you know what? I think Champagne sounds good. My mom said, yeah, that sounds mature. That's my daughter. She's bubbly. It all fits.
Right.
So they all agreed, and the record company just put it in there.
And you had such a strong voice, and your voice was so strong and very mature that I really didn't even realize how young you were when you came out. And I think, too, because you were singing some mature songs. How did your parents take you singing a grown-up song like, I Don't Know If It's Right?
Well, my dad was like, wait, whoa. he would say that in the studio. He would go, "Do you know what you're saying?" I'm like,
right.
No. You know, and I didn't. I wasn't thinking. I was just trying to make sure I followed the melody and did. All my mind was doing was, "Hey, I'm singing." You know.
But you sang it like you knew.
Well, I know now, but it's just so funny. It's so funny. We don't really think about that when we're younger.
Right.
You just know that you're singing a song that's a good song, and I just knew it was a good song. It started off slow, then it has that little groove to it, and then it goes back down. And I'm like, no, I didn't know if it was right, if all that was going on. No. My dad was tripping. My mom was going, but it's a good song. You know, my mom was comical.
Your mom, your cheerleader.
I was just like her, actually.
Wow.
Very nutty. And she just knew that, you know, we all just knew that, hey, if this is going to keep my daughter away from bad and away from, you know, trouble, and it's what she loves to do, let her sing them songs.
And you look happy too. When people watch it on Monday, you look happy. It's like that's where you fit on stage. You know, some people, you can see their calling very early, and we were able to see your calling very early. Now, you hooked up with some great producers, Kashif and Leon Silvers. How was it working with Kashif? Wow.
Well, Kashif, he was, you know, remember he was with BT Express.
Mm-hmm.
Kashif and Paul Lawrence, them two worked together on Get Loose, Love Come Down, I'm in Love, Bet You. That was Paul Lawrence and Kashif, and Paul, they're from BT Express. I didn't expect to, you know, meet them, but when, you know, you have an A&R guy, they put you together with artists. You know, they put the guys together with the artists, and you listen to the songs, and if you really think it's hot or you know that they can do it, excuse me, they do it together, and it just came out like magic. You know, it really did. Really cool people.
And I could tell your relationship with Kashif. We made magic. Yeah. And then you got, I was going to say old school, but you got Leon Silvers from the Silvers.
Oh, wow. Leon, well, that was so incredibly funny because I've always, I never even said, but I thought Leon was so handsome. And I was always, Leon Silvers and Foster. They were just two cutie pies. And everybody knew the Silvers.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a slight crush when I was a kid, yeah.
Who didn't?
But you never, yeah, right? But you never think that you're going to be, you know, in the studio with the same guys. They did Shakedown, Nick Free with them also, did Shakedown, and you got song Flirt. I mean, that song, I was going, wait, I'm not a flirt. What's going on? You know, it's songs they bring to the table that kind of trip you out. So when that was brought to my attention with Leon Silvers and Foster, I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
But it hit. It was good. But working with them, I'm telling you, everybody that I have worked with as far as the producers, songwriters, and T-Life on down, it was a blessing because they really cared about my voice. They wasn't looking at, okay, she's young. They was looking at, you know what? We know she's young, but she has something that God gave her, and she's bringing it to the table, and we want to make sure that it shines, and that's what they did.
You know, I was watching one of your clips when you were on Soul Train, and I really miss those days, you know, when women wore a lot of clothes.
Oh, wow.
When you had that, it was like that little white outfit on with the long jacket. I'm like, wow, you know, it wasn't about the body. It was about the music. And when I was looking at you, I was able to appreciate what you were singing instead of having to look at everything else. And it just brought back memories to when we just enjoyed the music instead of having to see everything
instead
else.
Of what you're looking like. Yeah. And today it's more like what you look like and how thin you are. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought the gift that I was given made me was my voice, not my look.
Right.
You know, and I kind of look at television and look at what's going on today, and I'm a little taken aback from that. Of course, I want to be a healthy person, and I want other people to be healthy. There's a way of being healthy. You don't have to be. You know how it is. They stereotype.
Right.
And they stereotype it, but then it's always about a sexual appeal for a man, you know, or a woman, you know, of how you look. I never had to take off anything to show what I got, you know. And my talent just comes through that way in my voice because that's what I was given.
Right.
So I was happy to know that when you just said that, and I think back, it was my mom putting me in a lot of long clothes, you know, making sure I was covered up, you know, which I had no problem with that because I knew underneath there was this scrawny little skinny person anyway. You know, I knew that. I didn't even have any boobs.
Ooh.
I didn't. A lot of times when I did some shows, they thought that I was a drag queen.
Really?
Yes. I did a couple of shows with drag queens, and they thought I was. It was too colorful. It was too, because there was no body there. And I had on a dress, a long dress. So all these things is like, wait, this is little Evelyn. This big voice is coming out, but is this really Evelyn? And my mother said, yes, this is really her. They were stuffing money, in my pockets and in my, in my top area. Fine, give me some extra dough because I'm working hard. But God gave me this gift. No matter how I looked, my main thing was I have a gift and I'm going to use it.
Wow, that's great. That's beautiful. And I know,
oh, yeah.
And before we go, I want to know what goes through an artist's mind when the music starts to change and the industry starts to change and you're no longer feel relevant anymore to the label. And then they decide to say, you know what, we're going to go ahead and end your contract because we're moving on. How does that make an artist feel?
Well, it makes this artist feel very sad because what happened to me, that's exactly what happened. They changed. It wasn't just me. Natalie Cole also went through this, where it was the same time me and Natalie Cole was with EMI Records, and they released us both. We were both there, and to see a male come through the mail freaked me out. I was going, wait, I've been in business all this time, and now it's just like someone just saying, hey, you're fired. We can't do anything else. Okay. But I felt like this. Okay, if you were doing so much for me, I don't think I would be as excited. So I think at that time we felt hurt, but we were glad that we could move on. Because I know that moving on didn't mean, as you can see, for Natalie, God bless her. I mean, she's doing everything she can to stay strong and hang in there. And I wish her all the best, as well as myself, because she's went through a lot and back, To know, I'm speaking on her because we both was together when this particular thing happened to us. We're still fighters. I mean, we're still strong out there. We still got our fan base, and we're still loved. But she knew, and I know, that it's about just making change. So we make change. Either you're going to change with the time, try and get the new technology things going on. I got a husband that supports me and loves me. He's also a musician and a songwriter. We did, on my last CD that was out, I did, it's called Open Book, the album Open Book. We wrote 4 cuts on there. So we just moved on. His name is Freddie Fox with one X. I got to plug the husband.
Yeah, you met him with those legs, yeah.
Oh, yeah. but we're very supportive of each other. And I knew that as long as I could keep moving on and I didn't lose my knack of what I do, then I'm okay, even if it might sound a little different. It's not hip-hop. I'm not a rapper. I'm a singer. So if any songs are brought to me, it's got to be where I'm going to sing. And that's what I had to do.
Right. Well, that is wonderful. Now, if somebody wanted to follow your career, you have a website or a Facebook where they can just track you down, see when you're going to be in their city?
Yes. I'm always on Facebook, and they see me on Facebook. Facebook, you'll either see me, right? I make sure that I'm, taking care of them, because a lot of times you don't know if it's really the artist, and I try to make sure I speak to my fans. And we usually put up what's going on. It's just Evelyn Champagne King, and you'll see it up there. You'll see it's a bunch of them. You see the ones from the fans, and you'll see ones that are really me. I'm standing up. I got my hair pulled back with an African-type top on right now. And then the other one is either, I think it's me. No, me standing. I'm doing the Unsung. I had the Unsung video, and it's not the video there, but it's where I'm standing at the beach, but I have on a red coat. Okay. So that's really me. But I change it. I make sure I put things up, what's going on. The next gigs are up there. And I'm just hanging in there.
Well, Evelyn, I want to thank you so much for coming on this show. If you want to catch the Unsung, make sure you catch it on Monday, July the 11th. Check your local listings for times. It's going to be on TV One. Great story. You're going to hear it and see a lot in her emotions and what she talks about, and you're going to be so surprised at things that she has gone through in just her short, 51 years?
Yeah, right? I'm so proud to be 51 because a lot of us did not make it, but I thank all of my fans, and thank you as well, Lady Charmaine, for your love and support. And I appreciate the thought of, having me check in with you today, and I just wish you the best.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
You're
Now
welcome.
make sure you hit me up on Facebook.
I'll find you today. I'm going to find you today.
All right, or just make sure that I have it. After you get off the phone, we could probably,
Okay. Well,
I
hold
can
one
get your
moment.
name.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.